I'm Jordan, and in this screencast I will be explaining petty cash. Petty cash is an amount of cash kept on hand to pay for minor expenditures that may be incurred by a business. Examples of these costs include postage stamps and stationery. The operation of a petty cash fund will involve three activities, which are establishing the fund, making payments from the fund, and replenishing the fund. First, let's go over establishing the fund. This is done by writing a check for the amount of the fund, cashing the check, and then placing the cash under the care of an employee who is the custodian. A journal entry will then be made to record the establishment of the fund. This entry increases petty cash and decreases cash. Note that there is no change in total assets. Once the fund has been established, the next activity involved is making payments from the fund. The cash can be used to pay for qualifying expenditures in one of two ways. Cash can be taken from the fund to make a payment. Employees can seek reimbursement from the fund for payments they have personally made. In both cases, the custodian should collect receipts for the use of cash. No journal entries are made as payments are made from petty cash. They are recorded only when the fund is replenished. The final activity involved in the operation of the petty cash fund is replenishing the fund, which happens as the cash in the fund decreases. To do this, the remaining cash in the fund is counted, and the company then cashes a check for the amount that brings the total cash in the fund back to the original balance. The receipts in the fund are used as documentation for recording purposes. A report is made which will show that a fund needs a certain amount to be fully replenished, as well as that there are receipts totaling the same amount. As a result, the company will cash a check for this amount to replenish the fund. Then, expenses are recorded with an entry that increases the expense accounts related to the expenditures and decreases the cash account for the amount of the check. Lastly, something to consider is that the total amount of cash needed for replenishment does not always equal the total amount of receipts. This is because sometimes the custodian will either not obtain all receipts or will give incorrect change, resulting in a discrepancy between the cash needed for replenishment and the amount of receipts. In cases such as these, the discrepancy is charged to an account called cash over and short. This is a temporary account that can have either a debit or credit balance, depending on the situation. A debit balance will increase expenses while a credit balance decreases expenses.
Created using Powtoon.